Okay, so the first thing we do is start the script. So this will bring up a folder. It says Minoko Lab stuff. The folder button is displayed at the top right. This is the active folder, which is listed at the right. And what we'll do is we're going to select a folder, and then it will list all the subfolders below. Okay, so there's only one rule, which basically says that there must be one stack per folder. And this can be a single TIFF stack, a series of TIFF images, or a series of DICON images. But there can be no other types of files in the folder, or else it's going to think it's a jumbled bunch of stuff for storage or something like that. Okay, on opening these things, what you want to be aware of is when you choose a folder that you're opening, you will get not only the folder and what's in the folder, or the images that are in the folder, but you're going to get all the subfolders as well. So right here, if I open this up, you can see that I have a bunch of subfolders underneath here, and then up here obviously I have tons of folders as well with different images in them. So this right here, timeline for digits, is going to be it's going to have 1,000 images inside of it. So it's going to get everything underneath a particular folder. So you could get thousands of things if you have all of your CT images stored in one thing, which will take a while to load. So we're going to choose one right here, 587 right digit. So what is displayed here is a bunch of things which I'll go over. So we have basically 5 stacks that came down. Right here, this is just the number of them. Okay, these are all the folders that are named within them. These folders can be edited, which means that I am actually changing the file names right now by doing this, changing the folder files. This number right here is how many images are in this particular file. So there's 91 TIFF images here, there's 139 TIFF images here, there's 152 TIFF images here, and these are TIFF stacks, so there's only one image here, but it has a bunch of images inside there. So this value right here shows you the stack. Basically what this means is the stack ImageJ window open or closed, so it's just for keeping track of it. So you have a bunch of listed right here, which can be all open or closed at any particular time. You have 3D, which is the same thing. It's the 3D window for this particular stack of images, open or closed. This is the extension, what type of extension is, whether it's TIFF, DICOM, whatever. This is the type of image, whether it's gray 8, gray 16, gray 32, color 8, or color 32. There's 5 different types of images that can be used by ImageJ, and this just tells you what type of image it is. This is binary right here, which basically means whether or not it is thresholded already, whether it's all black and all white, or it has a gradient of colors. This is the volume. If it is binary, it will go in and examine how many white pixels there are and return the volume in millimeters cubed. So you can see here that it's already gone through and calculated all the volume for these particular images because they've already been thresholded right here. This one has not been calculated because it has not been thresholded. And this is the voxels, so they can it can be different based on what process you use in the CT, whether it can be 12.5 or whatever, but this just shows you, it extracts that value and shows you what it is for this particular image. And finally, this is the notes, which is something you can keep track of for each of the images. And so if I do this, this will keep notes as relative to these particular files so that you can keep track of things like length and width and volume and stuff like that. Okay, so this part right here, we're going to go through these different things. This is basically to open up any of these. So what happens is if you select on one of these, it will open the selected one. So let's just open this one first, and you can see over here it opened up my stack of images. It's already been thresholded, and that's what it looks like. Okay, so if you want to open it in 3D, you then click 3D, and it'll automatically open this image in 3D, so you have it available right here to look at and all that sort of stuff. If you want to directly open it into 3D, you can just hit 3D and it will automatically open up the image and then open up the 3D. So once we have our images open, we can do a bunch of stuff with them, and what I'm going to do is show you how to save them. So you can hit save right here, but it won't do anything because it is still named the same thing, right? So it's not going to overwrite that image just in case you accidentally overwrite something. So, but I can make a copy here, and all I have to do is type in whatever I want, and if I do this, it will make a copy instantaneously, and you can see it showed up right here. So this actually wrote the file, copied it, did exactly the same thing, and you can see it also popped up over here. So I'm going to make a copy of the copy right here, and I say copy to, and now I've made another copy of it, and you can see it over here. So I have two copies, and then I'm like, whoa, I want to get rid of this. I made too many copies. I can just delete it, and if I do that, it will delete the selected files. So this is a really easy way to just go in and create and copy and modify a bunch of things and save it all into different files very quickly. Okay, now I'm going to show some of the processing things. So first thing I'm going to do is open up this image. You can see I have a non-thresholded one digit that's been cropped down. The first thing I'm going to do is crop it a little bit closer. So I'm going to select my ROI like this and then just hit crop. So when I did that, I immediately got the cropped image to show up right here. I maintained this one, so this is still saved as is. And then if you see right here, I have a new file which has the cropped image in it. So if you want to, you can just delete this file or can keep the crop one, or you can keep both. It doesn't make a difference. So now that we've cropped the files, let's apply a threshold to it. So all you do for that is select it and hit threshold. We can do a normal threshold, or we can do a bone J threshold. We're just going to do a normal threshold now. And you can see it immediately just changed the threshold back to something that is now binary. And now if I want to save it, I can just say this thresholded. And now I have the thresholded image right here. It's popped up a copy of it, and so now I've got that ready. Okay, so now we want to clean up one of these images, and we can do this with remove slice. So we'll go down here and look and see that, you know, after about 120, there's just a bunch of junk down here that's probably messing up stuff. So let's just get rid of those, and we can do this very easily just by hitting remove slice, and you can see the count is changing, the number of slices. And now we've deleted all of that extraneous stuff in the stack. If you want to change the type of image, it's pretty easy to do. So here we have a 16-bit gray image, and we want to convert it to an 8-bit. We just click on there, or we can change it to 16, 32, 32 color, 8-bit color, whatever you want to do. So just save it as this, and then you're good to go. So here we have it saved. So we can also run thickness on these. So let's open up this one, and we will use the Imagestack thickness. And here you can see that it's opened up, and it's automatically saved it for us right here. All of the thicknesses are run at the same parameter, so you can compare these. It doesn't automatically calibrate it based on the image, so it's squared across all types of images. Okay, opening things in 3D. So here we've opened this in 3D. It automatically sets the opacity at about half. The buttons right here, what they do is if you click on this, it will snap and take a picture and create a high-res picture, and it automatically saves this picture under Snap 35 right there. If you want to change the opacity, you can do that very easily just by changing like this. If you want to change the threshold, you can do that as well. If you want to fill the images, you can do that very easily. So here's the hand, we're moving it all around. Put it into draw, and let's just crop off the end of this. Blah blah blah. And fill, and then we get rid of it. And this applies to our image as well, so that's now gone from the image. And you can just save that when you're ready. So if we want to add a point, we can add point 1, point 2, put it in the back, and we have the measurement automatically pops up as 1.6 millimeters, which you can write in your notes. And so these are make it so that they're always just 1 or 2 points. There's not a million points, so you can just measure whatever you want at any particular time point just by moving them around and however you want to use it. So once you have that measurement, let's just say you want to save it. So I could just put length 0.284 millimeters, and now I have that associated with file. And that's it.